are entering a period of time, a turbulent time, which is unfortunately has so many challenges and problems in the 21st century. That's why we have so many conflicts, so many problems, economic problems, geopolitically speaking, very hard difficulties that we are facing as a mankind. And that's why, unfortunately, the international system, the architecture of the international security, which was established after the Second World War, did not yield its results anymore. And unfortunately, it has not been able to successfully function. Just as an example, the conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan, which started in the early 1990s after the collapse of the Soviet Union, was one of the tests for the international community, especially for the United Nations, for the Organization of the Security and Cooperation in Europe. We call it OSCE shortly. But unfortunately, we haven't seen any kind of positive attitude, positive steps from this kind of organizations. Instead of resolving this conflict, they started to consolidate the results of the conflict, which was to consolidate the de facto situation and leave the occupied territories of Azerbaijan under the occupation of Armenia, which was not acceptable for us, for Azerbaijan, first of all. And secondly, what we have seen afterwards, unfortunately, we have taken responsibility into our hands. And what we have seen, unfortunately, of the international organizations, that they cannot help us in this regard. That's why in 2020, Azerbaijan decided to launch a military campaign in order to liberate our lands from Armenian occupation, and we did it according to the United Nations Charter, and according to the Article of 51, which is the self-defense, right of self-defense. And nobody in the world has anything against Azerbaijan, because we acted upon the international law, we acted upon the international, the main international organization of the United Nations, and according to its charter. But what we have seen afterwards, again, the campaigns against Azerbaijan, some circles, political circles in the European Union and the West, seem that they are not ready to digest as president of Azerbaijan.
We're talking about bias from the countries.
That's why the new organization, the Peace Council organization that was proposed by Trump in Davos Forum, I think that it is because of the dysfunction of the international organizations and because of their incapacity to address any problems that we have in our time. That's why, this proposal came into existence, and Azerbaijan accepted a very gentle invitation by President Trump, and now we are seeing establishment of the new organization. We will see how it follows, but it seems that it has so many strong kind of support from already around 60 countries in the world.